News English. This is Vijay Rana along with Deepak, and I don't see many people. Let's refresh. So very good morning to all of you, and had a great Sunday yesterday, owing to which let's quickly go through the news, and we have Selva Rajan, the first one to join us along with 7 others. So let's quickly go through what Shanarthi Telangana has to offer. In fact, most of the newspapers, the headlines would be that of Hamas versus, in fact, Israel versus Hamas. That's the more appropriate way, and very soon the headlines is going to change, because the way Israel is approaching the situation, Hamas will be eradicated for sure. That's what we can say or ascertain as of now. Oh, where did it go? I actually switched. All right. So here we are, and that's the smoke that you can see. That's the condition of Gaza Strip right now, thanks to Israel for bombarding the city. But in fact, a lot of civilians were also present, and they had to evacuate. Now, more than 1 million people, like half of the population, has already evacuated, which is the good news. And now it's the turn of Hamas, and the remaining population, they should evacuate very soon. Israel did give 3 warnings prior to taking on the ground assault. Israel prepares for Gaza assault. Now, forces positioned themselves along the border. Desperate civilians search for food, water as invasion threat looms over Gaza city. So if people, for those who actually say it's the Israel which is causing these human right violations, they should know it's the terrorists of Hamas who pushed them so hard with a barrage of 5,000 rockets, who did not see whether it was a child, an elderly. They were all civilians these rockets were targeted at. Where were those people, those sympathizers? And let me remind you people, it's not a fight between Palestine and Israel. It's a fight between a terrorist group and a country. The country is bound to win. Why is Palestine not intervening? Why Palestinian military forces are not defending? The reason is it's the terrorist group that has caused this, and that group has to be eliminated. So please keep all the clutters out of your mind in regards to this. Now, Israeli military has begun preparations to attack the Gaza Strip soon, with tens and thousands of soldiers ordered to capture Gaza city and destroy the current leadership of Hamas. According to a media report, it is said that main aim of Israeli military is to eliminate the top political and military hierarchy of the Hamas terror group. The future of Gaza city, Hamas's stronghold and the largest urban center in the enclave, remains uncertain. Once captured, Israeli officials have not clarified their intentions or elaborated on what they mean by destroying Hamas's leadership. What they have to clarify, they are going to terminate their leadership or eradicate their leadership forever. So it's going to be the death of these leaders, and that should be done. What is the point in keeping them in captivity, feeding them, and then displaying them? We know, entire world knows what they have done. It's the time for the judgment to be passed for their executions. Now, Hamas's leadership, Hamas recognized as the terrorist organization by the United States and European Union, operates both as militant group and a substantial social movement deeply integrated into Gazan society. Furthermore, it is unclear whether Hezbollah, the Iran-backed Lebanese militia aligned with Hamas, possessing a significant arsenal of precision-guided missiles and ground forces. Now, this is what I was talking about 5 days ago. The entire Israel is surrounded by these terrorist groups from all the directions, and different nations, different countries are actually supporting, and Iran being the prime supporter here. Iran is the country that supports The terrorist group Hezbollah, they have provided them enough arsenal. They have precision guided missiles also. That's army, that's an equipment, that's a weapon that primarily is in the hands of these soldiers and requires immense technology. So they are equipped with that as well. So that is the threat looming over Israel from all directions, from all the sides. Right now it will be a two-front war for them. See, that is what it says. Might retaliate by opening a second front along the Lebanese border, as reported by the New York Times. So it has already begun. It has already begun. So the Lebanese border is also now being utilized. So earlier it was Palestinian border, now it is Lebanese border that will open fire at Israel. So one small country with less than 1 crore people is being attacked from all different directions. Is that justified? It is not, owing to which US has deployed 2 of its naval fleets with fighter jets with the capability of a nuclear attack as well. Also, UK stands in solidarity, India stands in solidarity with Israel. So that's the stand of 3 big nations, 3 superpowers stand in solidarity with Israel. So what about the comments of people like these? Now this is how they play their politics. I was reading it was Deccan Chronicles, so to say. Let's see here. I was checking that out. So he says, there are a lot of atrocities being caused by Israel. So we should stand in solidarity with Palestine. We do, sir. As a country, we do stand in solidarity with Palestine as well. Israel has not attacked Palestine. Israel has attacked a militant group, not even militant, a terrorist group is what they have attacked. So what is your problem? Where was your humanity? Where was a comment? I'm looking for your comment, but I think I lost it with different papers. I read 5 to 6 newspapers every day. But there was a comment from his side that Muslims should stand in solidarity, or India should stand in solidarity, not Muslims per se, but India should stand in solidarity with Palestine. Yes, we do. We do stand in solidarity, but not with Hamas, not with a terrorist organization. So India stands, the stand of the United States of America and stance of United Kingdom is also pretty clear, as we have Rishi Sunak saying, no words can begin to describe the horror and barbarism unleashed in the Israel a week ago. Daughters, sons, mothers, fathers, husbands, wives, grandparents were taken from people in the cruelest and most horrific way possible. To the people of Israel, I say, Britain is with you. Now these are the words by Rishi Sunak, the British Prime Minister. On the other hand, we have somebody to be ignored, that is Udaynidhi Stalin. I will not be going through his comments. Then we have, I hear that my fellow Bangladeshi citizens, now people, owing to this conflict between Israel and Palestine, now Bangladesh, there are a lot of protests happening in Bangladesh as well. And before they actually protest in favor of terrorist groups like Hamas, in fact, the prime reason why they are favoring is because of the religion. But they are forgetting one thing, the crimes they perpetrated against, it is against the minorities in their own country. And Talisma Nasreen, one of their own, says, I hear that my fellow Bangladeshi citizens are very agitated about atrocities on Palestinians. However, I would like to point out that if my countrymen are so concerned about them, then their conscience should also be disturbed when minorities in Bangladesh are attacked even today. So what do you do? Once given a chance, you do similar kind of crimes. What about those minorities? If those minorities retaliate against you, and this is not the Bangladeshi army that commits this crime, it's the common man who commits these crimes against minorities, where your heart goes then, which is bleeding right now for people thousands of miles away in Palestine. I would now very well asked question by Talisman Nasreen. And what do we have here further? The Israeli military has begun preparations to attack the Gaza Strip soon, with tens and thousands of soldiers ordered to capture Gaza city and destroy the current leadership of Hamas. All right, so we went through that. Okay. Yes, we were here. While the Israeli military has not officially confirmed plans for a ground invasion of Gaza, they have acknowledged an escalation in troops' readiness for potential ground warfare. Hamas is believed to have positioned tens of thousands of gunmen within the extensive network of underground tunnels and bunkers throughout the Gaza city and its northern environment. The Israeli military leaders anticipate that Hamas will attempt to impede their advancement by destroying certain tunnels and employing roadside bombs and booby traps. In the midst of Israel's ongoing conflict with Hamas in Gaza Strip, which has resulted in a substantial loss of life and injuries. Now, what these terrorists have done in a span of 2.5 years, they have dug tunnels in Gaza, they have hideouts, and they are now using sticky bombs. They have placed different booby traps also, so that, now for whom have they done this? In 2.5 years, it's a well planned, strategically placed attack. That's a clear-cut attack. And where were they doing this? On the land, on Gaza Strip, the land they call their own. If they are not bothered about their own land, why should Israel not bombard it? They are ready to bombard it themselves. What is the harm if, Israel extends a helping hand? Let me do it for you. That's what Israel has to say. They already have the arsenal. They have planted the bombs. They have planted the mines. And they have dug the tunnels. So, and there is a tunnel as well, once they, just place a time bomb or any other bomb, if that is exploded, the southernmost part will be filled with water as well, which will restrict the movement of the Israeli soldiers. So ideally Israel is planning, so ideally Israel should actually, send a good missile which can blast this barrier and let there be water inside before the terrorists do it. You do it so that their way is blocked, if it is about that channel that needs to be opened. All right. And I'm sure their think tanks will be thinking in these directions already. They will know, it's just my wish. I do not know what could be the repercussions of doing this, but they will have all the calculations, all the possibilities, all the permutations and combinations will be taken into consideration before taking any such action. And if we are aware of this sitting out here in India, I'm sure the Israeli forces will be much more alert and well prepared. Now, where were we? Okay. An accord has been reached as reported by Times of Israel. This treatment allows foreigners residing in Gaza to exit the war-torn region, utilizing the Rafah border crossing into Egypt, with Israeli forces committed to refraining from striking areas through which the foreigners will pass as they leave the Hamas-controlled territory. Now, had Israel been really, a country or a warmongering country, they would not have allowed 2 private jets to fly to India. They did allow the Indians to come back, and they are willing to help Indians to evacuate, just because they have a fear of any terrorist attack, owing to which Israel is taking steps to make sure. Now, that's the humanitarian side that Asaduddin Owaisi should have been talking about. Where did he say that, thanks to Israel for sending our people back? I do not see any comment, I do not see any condemnation of the crimes perpetrated by Hamas, but I see a very political and diplomatic statement coming in from his side by saying, why is India not supporting Palestine? It is not about Palestine. It is about the terrorist group which caused tragedies out there in Israel. That is what has to be made clear by all the possible means and channels. Meanwhile, Gaza's 2.3 million civilians faced a deepening struggle for food, water and safety, and braced for looming invasion a week after Hamas militants launched a deadly assault on Israel, while hundreds of thousands sought to heed Israel's order to evacuate the north. Others huddled at hospitals there. Now, now they are bothered. Now they are bothered about their security, and they are being, I really, they are in a very difficult situation right now, because Hamas wants to use these men of Gaza Strip, or women, or the so to say civilians of Gaza Strip, as a human shield. So they know very well Israeli forces will not kill them, and the terrorists can also escape Gaza now because they have nowhere to go. So they are actually stopping from, they are stopping these civilians to move out of Gaza, because their cover will be blown out. They will be left at the mercy of the Israeli forces. So that is what they don't want to happen. They are safe till the time civilians are present there. So that's how they are using these civilians, and there might be a collateral damage also. But as far as I can speculate, Israel is now well determined, hell-bent, and has the support, and they will be well prepared for the collateral damage of civilians as well.